Welcome back and welcome back to this installment of Project Nitro Z-6. Today, we're going to be installing a PERKO port kit so we can have an additional receptacle for our Yolo stick to get some better on the water content. If that interests you, stay tuned. Now the port kit itself I got on Amazon. It is a direct product from Yolotek, and you can get Atwood or other brands. However, the price was very similar, so I just went with Yolotek. We'll go ahead and see what's inside of here. We have a set of instructions. We have the port, a little flange that goes over that. We have 3 stainless steel screws that secure this, as well as 2 wire connectors for our connections. Now the things that I'm going to be using for this install are laid out here. We're gonna have some wire strippers. I've got a couple of quick connects. That's what we're gonna tie in with. 16 gauge wire. This is going to be the length of our run. So our distance from our source, power source. Got a heat shrink for our connections. Electrical tape if we need that. Tape measure. 1 1/4 inch. That's going to be what we're using. A drill bit here. Got a 5/32 bit. This is what's going to be used for drilling our pilot holes. And we've got some painter's tape. We're going to use this actually at the site to line our fiberglass before we drill into that. And of course we've got a drill here. The reason why I found that I needed another one of these ports to get the kind of footage that I wanted to get is this boat only came equipped, of course, like most, with 1 port at the rear. And I still need that for my navigation lights. Likewise, even after those low light conditions and I need to use my pole, by putting it here at the corner of the boat, it becomes an impairment for my co-angler on this casting angle off the back. Putting in a new port is probably the best way to go. So I felt like to center that as much as I could, putting that additional port right here, which again would be fairly center on the boat and the least restrictive to casting angles, because we already have the motor which extends up. Those at the back of the boat are already somewhat mindful of the engine being back here. That's what helped me determine where I was actually going to put this. I'm gonna go ahead and connect my outlet to my run of wire here. I pre-measured for the length that I'm going to need for this install. I'm going to use the connectors provided. White is going to go to red. I'm going to go ahead and heat shrink this. We'll do the other one. I'm going to just wrap this up with some black tape. Okay, I put some painter's tape here and I've drawn a center mark where that receptacle is going to go. And we're going to go ahead and first drill a pilot hole. Now we're going to come back with our 1 1/4 inch bit. Reverse the drill. Now forward. No turning back now. Now I'm going to go ahead and place our receptacle in that hole. And if you'll note in there, this has a little square. That should be facing towards the rear of the boat. That way your pole sits at the proper perspective. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and mark these holes here in the tape with my drill bit. Those are gonna be for the pilot holes for the screws, okay? You wanna do that before removing this tape. Okay. I'm going to clean that up again. Now we can go ahead and remove this tape. Now you can take some sandpaper or something if you wanted to in here, but this is really smooth. As you can see how well that came out. Let's move on to the next step. We're going to go ahead and feed these wires through this hole. Again, installing with this notch to the rear of the boat. Put our flange, insert our screws. Okay, be sure not to over tighten these screws. We'll hand tighten it the rest of the way. That looks nice. Let's go ahead and hook this thing up to power. Now this is going to be on the same circuit as our navigation light. So we're gonna go ahead and tap into this power supply. Now this has a fitting here that plugs in. We've unplugged that. Okay, so I've got my wire up through this hole here, and I'm gonna go ahead and tie into this. We're gonna be using these quick connects. Again, red to white and black to black. Okay, that's pretty much universal. Anything you're wiring on a boat is always gonna be ground to ground, okay? Black to black. Okay, that's all nice and connected, just like that. And go ahead and screw this back in. Plug this back in. Test our circuit with our nav light, our anchor light, okay? Even if I'm not using the pole, I can use it either here or there and vice versa, okay? So this should show us that we do have power. And as you can see, we're golden. And that's more or less why I went to that circuit over here. We could go directly to the battery. A little tip, limit accessories that you're actually putting on the battery. Oftentimes people complain about, you know, my graph is not as clear as it possibly can be. I'll ask them what all you got on your battery, and you'll find out that they've got a stack of stuff on their battery, accessory wise, about this thick, but that's a whole nother topic. There we go, and see this green LED signifies that we've got power here. I usually got someone in the back of the boat. You know, is he gonna be standing in front of the shot? Probably, but hopefully that will allow for at least some things that I wasn't able to get before. So if you guys are thinking about doing the same thing, I hope this video has helped you. If it has, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye-bye.